Yo, what is good, boys? Welcome to another YouTube video. Today we're gonna do a weekly recap of this week, pretty much from the 27th of April to 1st of May, because I'm finally back on Evals. Not finally, unfortunately, I'm back on Evals because I blew my XFAs. And I just wanted to do a quick trade recap because this week I'm not gonna upload the Project 10K vlog. I'm gonna talk about it at the end. But yeah, we ended up taking 3 trades, which is pretty good. Like, I decided to hop back on Evals and trade the Evals like I would on my XFAs and also low risk. With my normal strategy that I have for my Evals, like pretty much almost full porting it and going for a 1-to-1 or even the negative risk to reward ratio, I would have passed the Eval on Wednesday already in 2 trades. But yeah, I'm treating them like XFAs to fall in love again with the process and progress of trading and the discipline and everything. So we're gonna go over the trade on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. I don't know why it says 2 trades, but as you can see, it's pretty much the same entry time. Like, I don't know, an exit. So it's weird. Only 1 trade, of course, only 1 trade a day. So yeah, and let's get right to it. I don't have the premium version of TradingView, and backtesting does not work. So I'm gonna do it like this, but it is fine. So Monday, I'm not gonna even go over Monday because this was literally market open, the yellow line. And this was 2 hours worth of price action that I marked out. Literally just chopped around, so doesn't make any sense. Like, I'm not gonna trade in that, right? Conditions are really, really bad. I'm trading continuations. I'm not gonna do some bullshit. And then, of course, on Tuesday, we ended up taking our first ever trade. And as you can see, I took 2 trades. I'm gonna explain that as well. This week was pretty good. Like, I wanted to see us go back to all-time highs, but we ended up going pretty much lower on Tuesday. So I, of course, not gonna be locked in on the all-time high vision if price is telling me that we want to go lower. And as you can see off right here, like we were already dumping. Let me go on the hourly time frame. We were already dumping, as you can see, and right now we just, before market opened, we retraced into a 1 hour gap. Boom, we retraced into a 1 hour gap. And what do we have as our target? Of course, this new day opening gap. We had a new day opening gap, and it looks so beautiful. You guys can't tell me anything else. Like, we are literally going to go and tap this new week opening gap, a new day opening gap. This was my pretty much whole reason, and I wanted to see manipulation higher first, and then boom, us going lower. And because we were already in this 1 hour gap, I just wanted to see some kind of like movement lower, and I almost got faked out by. Wait, where is this? The first candle that from market open. Like, I thought this is it. We are about to take it, especially because 929 manipulated here, and I was waiting for one more retrace and then a flip, and I would have taken this right here. 100%. I was literally waiting, but then when we inverse to the upside, it started going higher, and then as I saw like this rejection, and us closing like this on the hourly, boom, this big rejection wick filling the whole entire gap, and then rejecting lower, I knew, okay, it is time. We are about to go lower. So I just set myself alerts, and I already hopped off at like 10:10. I would say 10:10 is the time where I hopped off, because as you can see, the volume is already dead. I'm not gonna try and force something. So I just set alerts. If you like kind of break this area right here or this area to the upside, like, we can go either way. There are many unmitigated fair value gaps. So yeah, we ended up selling off. We got a retrace, and I did not wait for a retrace and a flip, because I realized if I take an entry this late, for me 10:40 is pretty much towards the end of this session, and like, whenever I take a trade this late, we don't really retrace and flip. We just straight dump and get like one candle retraces like this or like this towards the draw on liquidity. And because of how close we already were, I could have like easily not gotten an entry. And for me, because I know, like, I saw this happening many times, I knew like I can limit order this and we are not gonna fall back into the range. Like, I don't know, it just that did make sense for me for us to fall back into the range right here, only because like everything was done here. We did everything that we needed to do. So I pretty much played a stop loss where the 5-minute gap and the 5-minute candle is covered. So if we are truly bearish, we should just respect this 5-minute gap and then deliver lower. And we did exactly what we did, pretty much. This was my first entry. Boom, around here, bigger stop, nice, almost 1-2. Ended up straight dumping lower. I went break even at this internal low. Then like I already saw, we are kind of rejecting weirdly. I wanted to close, but I didn't. I should have closed the trade. But I took this by accident. By accident, I took this on my paper. I didn't know that trader weight was not selected right here. I wanted to take it on my TraderBase account, on my eval, but I took it on paper. This kind of made me crash out when we were right here because I knew we are gonna hit TP now. And then when I saw, okay, I'm on a paper trade, I just simply limit ordered somewhere around here in order to get a good risk to reward ratio. But then this candle pretty much was so weird. This is the 1055 candle. It was some weird news, I think. It moved really, really fast. It filled me. I think it was even higher. It filled me around here and immediately rejected. So as soon as it rejected, I went break even because I thought, yo, I'm doing some bullshit right now. It's not what I'm supposed to do. Like, I already pretty much entered. I fucked up. It was my fault. I shouldn't really like go in now and kind of find and force an entry. And also, this looks like data. We could do some stupid stuff, and this was the best decision. We ended up getting break even, and yeah, we just chopped for the rest of the session. And in the PM, we just ready to all-time high, like always. But I realized that on the 4 hour, I think it was on the 4 hour or the 1 hour, somewhere around here, bro. I don't know. Yeah, this was the 4 hour. If you look at the 4 hour chart, you can see that above the new day opening gap, we have this tiny opening, which will count as a 4 hour gap. And this is the top line right here. And as you can see, we touched the 4 hour gap. This is what I realized too late. Like, I didn't see that. I didn't know we had a 4 hour gap right there. I don't know what my stop was. I think like this. And I should have 100% targeted this 4 hour gap because this is the first draw and this is the more important draw because we can easily reject that and go higher. Exactly what we did. If I would have seen that we also rejected the 4 hour gap, I wouldn't never ever entry another limit order on my eval. Sorry guys, on my eval. But this should have been 100% been a full TP. And if you ask me how I play my evals normally, I would have entry, for example, like this, but I would literally go for 0.8 risk reward ratio. And I don't know, maybe even play a bigger stop like this and then target the internal low for a 0.8, pretty much full port, and make half of my balance that I need in order to pass the account. So yeah, this was the trade for Tuesday. And on Wednesday, we ended up taking something on ES because if you guys know, when ES is leading or whatever, I'm taking everything on ES. Just makes sense, right? If it's more bearish, I'm going to take a short there instead of NQ. Is this Wednesday? Yep. So on Wednesday, what did we have right here? If you look at a 50-minute time frame, this was all-time highs, and we were already selling off, as you can see. We already sold off, kind of retraced back higher, and then slowly creeped lower. For me, it didn't make any sense. If you look at the hourly time frame, you can see we were around this area. There is literally nothing that we can target higher besides those highs, but they were pretty far away, and NQ was so much more bullish. I'm gonna show that to you as well. And there are no unmitigated gaps, and literally, if we are here before market opens, like this is pretty much the only target. I marked this out, but I should have marked out this. I think I don't really remember, but yeah, this was my target, this low. And I was really aware of a rejection block. I think this was some kind of rejection block or like a rejection area for me because as you can see, we edged this low that I marked out 1, 2, 3 times in a row. So I was aware around like this area is pretty sensitive. I'm gonna be careful. And as you can see, NQ was much more bullish. Like, wait, 29th Wednesday. As you can see right here, look, we are so far away from this low on NQ. Oops, right here, and we were pretty close to those highs. So pretty weird day, uncorrelated. So I wanted to chill a little bit. And coming into the day, you can already see pre-markets already selling off on the 5-minute time frame. And when this happens, I know we can easily get a limit if we get a 1-minute displacement candle off open. Unlike on Monday or Tuesday, I don't know, where you got this 1-minute displacement candle, we were not moving in the direction already. And right here, as you can see, the 5-minute already moves slower. So another confirmation candle lower pretty much tells me, yo, I can limit. And on the 1 minute, if we drop down, we can see this 930 candle opened, boom, displaced lower, another displacement candle, another displacement candle, left a wick higher as well. Really, really clean. Right here, I was still expecting a retrace and a flip, but then I realized how bullish NQ actually was. So yeah, I ended up limit ordering somewhere where I would get a one-to-one with a bigger stop, because I was really afraid that NQ is kind of gonna take those highs above, put in SMT, and then we're gonna dump. So I was playing with this stop, and I pretty much top ticked this. I got an entry like this. I had exactly a one-to-one. So yeah, I think it was exactly this trade. And it just made sense for me, as I already told you. We were already dumping pre-market, dumped off open. This is pretty much like, at least if we are gonna go lower, if we are gonna go higher, we are gonna flip here. This is something that I noticed. We're gonna like do a flip, and we most likely gonna put in a failure swing if we want to go higher. So this is exactly how I played it. I knew, like, either way, if my bias is wrong or right, we are gonna go high. If we are gonna go lower anyways, and I'm just gonna wait for a one displacing candle, and I'm gonna go break even immediately. And when we got this candle right here, I knew, okay, it, like, right now we could easily reverse go higher, or if my draw is right, we are gonna go lower. So I went break even as soon as we got this candle. We got another candle push, and at this point we put in an internal SMT. Look what area we tapped that I marked out previously. I knew this is kind of a sensitive area, like a rejection block type of shit. So yeah, I'm gonna watch what happens here, and I did a few mistakes. That I could have improved. I could have easily closed the trade right here when I saw, okay, we are heavily pushing lower. And at this point, when we are pushing lower, NQ is literally sitting. Um, NQ is literally sitting here. Look. We had this type of SMT, and also we tapped this highly sensitive area that we are pretty much. We don't know if we're gonna break through it or not. So I could have easily closed the trade for, I don't know, what was this? Risk to reward, maybe if I could have, yeah, 0.5 risk to reward ratio. Could have closed right here. If I trade my evals, I would have targeted like a 0.8, 0.7, 0.75. So this would have been close. Depends on what type of trade I take. But I realized I could have easily adjusted my stop loss, or don't take the trade at all. My reason for the stop loss was because we were pretty uncorrelated, and usually when we are uncorrelated, I don't take trades. So this could have been avoidable. But also my stop loss was kind of an unnecessary, because if for me, if we have multiple 5-minute gaps in the leg, as this example right here, as you can see, we got this 5-minute, we got another 5-minute right here, and we also got another 5-minute right here. We shouldn't come all the way to the second or the third 5-minute gap, because if we do that, we're gonna inverse the first 5-minute gap, and this is already a big sign. Like, if you inverse 1-minute gaps in order to reach the 5-minute gaps, it's all right, but 5-minute gaps are much more significant and hold more power. So if we are not gonna hold the first 5-minute gap, we are not gonna, like, we are gonna go to the second and the third as well, and we are probably gonna stop me out anyways. And this is exactly what we did right here. As you can see, we did not hold this 5-minute gap. So pretty much after that, we pumped all the way to those highs, and my stop loss was right here. So if I didn't close break even, I would have been stopped out. And I realized that a little bit too late. I could have easily just, where did I enter? I entered somewhere here. Wait. Let me look. I forgot. No, I entered somewhere here, and our target was this low, first of all, right? And then I could have easily placed my stop loss and just be smarter. So much smarter. I could have placed my stop loss above the 5-minute candle that created the 5-minute fair value gap. And I also think it covers, yeah, I mean, the 50-minute gap opened. I could have maybe played a little bit higher like this, so I covered the 50-minute gap, but this is like the maximum that I should have done. And because I know in the back of my head, okay, this area is kind of sensitive, instead of risking a few more points, I'm gonna TP here. Boom, what do I get? A 1-to-1. Exactly. Literally exactly what I need. Like, I don't trade lower than 1-to-1 on my XFAs, and because I'm shooting those evals like XFAs right now, I could have easily TP'd here. Like, literally perfect execution, right? As you can see. After that, it's literally reversed, and it would have been a good stop loss placement, would have covered everything. Even if you want to like retrace in the 50% mark. Everything is covered there. So my stop loss was kind of too big. This was a mistake. And also I didn't close here, even though I knew we are gonna reject there. But overall, really, really clean trades, really good read, I would say. Just a few more things to improve. And yeah, on Thursday, we finally banked after all those break evens. We finally banked, and it was on M and Q. M and Q was a weird day. I can't lie. Manipulation all over the NASDAQ. As you can see, this was all-time highs, right? If I'm not mistaken. Yeah, this was all-time highs. And then we had a pretty aggressive sell-off, and then we flipped pretty aggressively as well, pretty much inversing all of this bearish structure. So for me, it didn't make any sense for us to go lower now, because like with how aggressive we moved higher. I thought all-time highs, perfect. Finally, I can trade all-time highs. But then I realized, okay, open, literally market open just dumps. Look at this first 5-minute candle. It's everything that you need to know. This is the first 5-minute candle, 150 points lower, wonderful close, like literally no wick lower. This is perfect. There's nothing more, like nothing more that I can ask for in order to show, like to see where market's gonna go. So what do? Of course, I mark out the new day opening gap. This was my main target for the day, as you can see. And yeah, the 5-minute literally dumps. I think, yo, this is the perfect day. We are gonna expand so much. We're gonna dump the whole time. And then we get a weird retrace. Like, I didn't want to limit this because I wasn't sure. I wasn't really sure if that I could have easily done this, but I wanted to see, like, I had enough room for a retrace and flip. We had another 150 points. So I was still waiting, especially with how many, like, how big this 5-minute gap was. I was thinking we were gonna fill this. So I waited. I could have missed the entry, but I was fine with it. I told myself it's fine if I miss the entry. So I have this 5-minute gap marked out. And as you can see, we didn't tap that. But because ES was more bullish, we can see, wait, where is Thursday? ES was more bullish. We ended up tapping the gap on ES, as you can see right here. So we created an SMT in this fair value gap, and of course, like if we tap it on ES, and Q pretty much does not need to tap it as well. So if you can find this place, boom, we have this SMT and a 5-minute gap. Literally the most single perfect candle lower, even inverse this bullish 1-minute gap, everything that I needed to know. I was pretty cautious because many times I saw an aggressive retrace into a 5-minute gap and even more aggressive flip lower, then just to go back higher again. But in this case, I learned from the last time. I didn't place a stop loss like this. It's sometimes what I do. So I just realized I'm gonna play a little bit lower risk because we can easily reverse in the next candle. And also, I had a little bit more confident because of how prior price action moved. And also, I waited for the next candle. I didn't jump the gun on this close right here because, as I told you, I realized that sometimes you just, next candle literally shoots up. So I waited a few more seconds and I saw, okay, we are going higher, and then we are rejecting. So I entered somewhere here, boom, a little bit low risk, playing the stop loss above this high, and I'm targeting the new day opening gap. Boom, once again, new day opening gap. But once again, if you look at the 1 hour time frame, what do we have? I'm pretty cautious of this. Another 1 hour wick that acts as a rejection block for me because it tapped into the new day opening gap in the Asia session. So I was aware of that again. I wanted to close before, like I wanted to TP at the rejection block. Like these two points, they would not matter. But I did not. I was just holding through this. I wanted to start trailing my stop loss as soon as we tapped the rejection block, the CE of that, but it literally tapped the rejection block by quarter of a point. By quarter, I wanted to see like us digging a little bit more deeper and then me trailing stop loss. But we rejected immediately. And I thought, no fucking way, bro. Just because I'm greedy for 2 points, I'm gonna get stopped out break even. I was literally crashing out, but I just held break even already. Of course, after this big displacement candle, I went break even, and I was just praying we're gonna go back down. I can't lie, I was just praying. So I moved my TP back to around this area, and I'm glad I'm glad. We just reversed a little before my break-even point. We reversed, took out my TP, and then would have also taken out my original TP, which is so weird. It sucks, but it's whatever. I learned that I was too greedy in here, and I just should TP in areas that I think we could reverse off. Like, it does make sense to pattern trade. I don't want to pattern trade. I don't want to just TP at highs and lows, fair value gaps, new day opening gaps, because I know those are high sensitive areas. Those are magnets to price. I want to TP at those, and I should TP at those areas where price could reverse. And if I'm already up a good amount, especially in a movement like this, where we get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, like almost 8, 9 consecutive bearish candles in a row. I'm up 1.9 hour, and my TP is 2 hour. I shouldn't risk my whole profits just in order to get stopped out break even. So yeah, this is what I considered, but this, I can lie, this was such a free trade. This was so free. Like, big displacement of open, okay, confirm draw lower, retrace, SMT, flip, IFVG. We did pump in the next candle, boom. We know, okay, we are gonna probably go lower, and then TP at the rejection block. Literally perfect. I had a 2 hour, so this was something like this. But yeah, ended up the week 400 in profit. This is a 25k eval. I'm only risking 1 to 2 micros, as again, to build my patience, discipline, and everything. And I want to pass it really slowly, just fall in love with the process, journal everything, and kind of find my fire back. And this is also why I haven't been posting I haven't been posting that much of my project 10k. Like, this week I didn't post once again. Because, guys, I can't lie, I literally do not know what to post in my project 10k. I already have done like a few weeks, 6, 7 weeks, and I don't know what I can include. And I think those this series is getting boring for you, because every single time it's the same thing. I'm waking up, I'm praying to God, I'm eating clean food. Of course, I'm working out, sprinting, gym. I'm showing the charts. I'm talking what happened in my day. I'm crashing out over college. I'm walking in the night, and that's it. That's it. The whole purpose is, of course, to document my journey to the 10k. But let me, guys, please let me know. I'm gonna also do a poll on Instagram and just ask you guys on IG, what, like, do you want me to continue to do those type of vlogs where pretty much every week is the same, or should I change up something and kind of focus on one thing in those weeks only, and maybe just upload trade recaps or weekly recaps like this. This would help me a lot. Please leave feedback, and I hope this video helped you as well. Just to kind of show you how I'm getting used again to trading normally and don't do some bullshit. I actually follow my rules. Be patient, one trade a day. Don't fuck up my risk. Be slow, patient, and just regain my discipline. Because I'm at the point right now, you guys know, if you watched everything, what has happened to me, and I want everyone who goes through the same shit see how I'm able to fix those mistakes by starting slow again. But yeah, if you guys like this video, leave a like, subscribe, join the Discord, follow me on IG if you want. Use code Milad with Alpha Futures if you want to support me even more. Thank you guys for everything. Love y'all. See you in the next one. Bye bye.